Hi, it's Margaret, and I have a new recipe for you. I got inspired by these gorgeous heirloom tomatoes that were at the market. So my son and I wrote down a really delicious sauce to share with you. It's a really fresh tomato sauce. You could maybe even call it a marinara. And it could be used on pasta, pizza, or even as a bruschetta. And I'm going to go through the ingredients with you, and I'm going to do the tomatoes two different ways. So let's get started. What you'll be needing to do this is, first of all, these are just 3 diced Roma tomatoes. I want some of the tomatoes to be pureed and some of them to have some texture to them. So I'm going to Vitamix some of the tomatoes, and then I'm going to be adding some other things. I have fresh parsley that was beautiful at the market, fresh basil, and some fresh oregano. I also have garlic because I think it's against the law to make anything with tomatoes that don't have garlic in it. I am also going to be using pink Himalayan salt, some peppercorns, some olive oil, and of course a little bit of wine. So let's get started. This is going to cook for a while, and how dense you want it depends on what you're using it for. I am not going to cook it as long as I would if I were using it, for example, for a bruschetta, because I want it to be kind of light and fresh. So we'll start out in our pan, and I'm going to just add, oh, and I also have onions. I have 3 small diced onion, and I had a little bit left of a regular white sweet onion that I added just about 1/4 of a cup, just because I had it left. So I'm going to start with my garlic and onions, just to let them hang out in the olive oil for a little bit. I've got it on about medium heat. It already smells good. And here's what I'm going to do. With sauce, I want some of it to be pureed. And these tomatoes were so beautiful. I just had to do something with them. I mean, look at this. And they're sweet. I just already cut the core out and washed them. That's going to be a lot of tomato sauce, but it's going to be good because you can keep it and use it for other things. Also, what I'm going to do is add a date. You know how in tomato sauces you have the sweet level and you have the salty. You could use an artificial sweetener, you know, stevia or something like that, but I'm going to just use the dates. So then I'm going to add, I need a little liquid in here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of white wine. This is a very buttery Chardonnay. Now, you could also use a red wine. If I wanted a more concentrated, full flavor, robust tomato sauce, I would totally use a red wine, and I've done it a million times. But I want a light, bright, fresh tomato sauce. The sun's out, and I'm going to pretend it's in the house too. So I'm going to go for something kind of light and bright. So we're going to do some tomato saucing right now. Are you ready? I'm going to make a little noise. Okay, I don't know why I say I'm going to make a little noise. I'm going to make a lot of noise. And there's our tomato sauce. I added the date so that it gives it just a really nice sweet flavor. I'm going to add my diced tomatoes to this first. We've got our garlic and our onions and our diced tomatoes. I also have saved out some basil that I will be using to finish the dish with because I like the flavor of fresh basil at the end. I am going to be eating this tonight over some spiralized zucchini. I'm going to have the zucchini, I'm going to spiralize it just as you saw in one of my other videos where I did the portobello and tomato pasta. I'm going to spiralize that and just eat it literally raw. I'll bring it to room temperature, spiralize it, let it hang out and sit and kind of warm up so it's not cold. But I don't feel any reason to cook it because it's just good, fresh the way it is. I'm gonna take my tomatoes now. That's so pretty. And add it to my fresh tomatoes, fresh herbs. Yum, that looks really good. Then we're gonna season it. I'm gonna cut it up to medium-high heat to get it kind of, you know, warming up so it can cook for a little while. I always use a gluten-free pasta. There's many people, this is pink Himalayan salt, who have an intolerance to gluten. which is in anything that has wheat. And so using a gluten-free option is a really great way to be a little kinder to your body. These are my multicolored peppercorns. It's already starting to bubble. This is so pretty. Looks like soup almost. I used just about a dash of wine in the Vitamix to get the tomatoes going. I'm going to end up with totally about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. And I'm keeping the fat low, but I do like the richness of olive oil. So I probably have 2 tablespoons. Also with the garlic, that was about 2 tablespoons of garlic too. So now what we're going to do is let this cook for a while, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. And here's a quick shot. It has been cooking about 12-13 minutes, and it's on a medium-low simmer. It's getting happy. Okay, we're back. I have been letting this cook for about 30 minutes. It's on a low simmer, and I wanted you to see how it turned out. But first, let's talk about gluten-free options. There's so many out there. This is, for example, a spaghetti that's made of 100% corn pasta. This one's different. It's really got an interesting flavor to it. It's very good. This one is made of white rice, brown rice, corn, and quinoa. So that's another gluten-free pasta. They come in all shapes, sizes, penne, spiralized, all kinds. Then this is just a quinoa pasta that I picked up somewhere, and that's delicious too. All of these options are gluten-free. So this sauce could be served over the gluten-free pasta. I also would give people options to go with it. Green olives, capers, black olives. This Kalamata spread is delicious. You could put it over a little gluten-free bread to go with it as a side dish. Then there's also, if you wanted to make an appetizer for someone's house, you could use Udi's gluten-free bread. You could toast it, cut it in triangles, and make a lovely bruschetta. Also, as I said, you can spiralize a zucchini and eat it raw over that. I wanted to show you what it looked like. It's really beautiful. It turned out just to be a great color. So there's the color and the intensity of it. Isn't that pretty? So before I would serve it, I would just put it over a little bit of pasta or whatever, and then I would top it with a little more olive oil and let people try it. I do want to tell you I ended up adding a packet of Truvia. It's stevia, same thing. I added 1 packet of that and a little more salt, because you just have to cook it for 20-30 minutes and then taste it for flavor. So here's the final taste. It's good. The tomatoes were really, really ripe. It's delicious. It could finish out so nicely. If you like your pasta a little sweeter, add a little more of the Truvia or 2 dates instead of 1. If you like it a little saltier, add some olives to it or capers. But anyway, it's versatile, it's ready for you. You could almost eat it as a soup. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and remember, life's full of choices, so choose wisely.